Have you ever felt like you're drowning in struggle? Like the world is pressing down on your shoulders and you can barely breathe? Maybe you've had those nights where the silence is deafening and the weight of your worries keeps you awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if things will ever get better. You're not alone in this feeling. So many of us have been there, lost in the storm, feeling invisible, and wondering if anyone else could possibly understand the pain you're carrying. But even in those darkest moments, have you ever sensed deep down that there's something more waiting for you? That maybe, just maybe, your story isn't meant to end here? That quiet hope, that tiny spark, is the beginning of everything. Welcome to a journey that isn't about fairy tales or perfect endings. This is a journey of real struggle, of facing the hard truths, and of finding the courage to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It's about embracing the messiness of life, the raw emotion, and discovering the power that comes from rising again, no matter how many times you've fallen. There's a unique strength that comes from allowing yourself to feel every emotion, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the fear, and still choosing to get back up. Because sometimes it's when we're shattered that we become unbreakable. The cracks in your heart are not signs of weakness, but proof that you've survived, that you're still here, and that you have the power to rebuild. She was lost, alone, broke, no direction. Her dreams felt distant, her confidence shattered. She wondered if she'd ever find her way out of the darkness. Every day felt like a battle just to get out of bed, to face the world, to pretend everything was okay when inside, she was falling apart. Drowning in pain no one else could see, she wore a mask for the world, hiding her struggles behind a forced smile. But pain has a way of teaching us things we never wanted to learn. It strips away the illusions and shows us who we really are, and what we're truly capable of. Deep inside, something stirred, a quiet voice whispering, "You're meant for more." It was barely audible at first, drowned out by the noise of self-doubt and fear, but with every passing day, that voice grew stronger, reminding her that her story wasn't over, that she still had chapters left to write. One day, she picked up just one book. It wasn't a magic solution, but it was a lifeline, a story of someone who had risen from nothing, who had faced their own darkness and found the light again. That story became the spark she needed. It reminded her that transformation is possible, that even the most broken beginnings can lead to beautiful endings. She realized that if someone else could rise, so could she. That was the moment everything changed. She started to believe, just a little, that she could rewrite her story. She began to see herself not as a victim of her circumstances, but as the author of her own life. Soon, she built new habits, waking up earlier, even when it was hard, choosing to nourish her body and mind, and making small promises to herself that she kept, day after day. She started speaking to herself with love, replacing harsh criticism with gentle encouragement. She journaled her thoughts, her fears, her dreams, and in those pages, she found clarity and hope. She became a student of life, learning from every setback, every mistake, and every tiny victory. She dared to dream again, to imagine a future where she was happy, fulfilled, and free. She created a vision board filled with images of the life she wanted, and every day, she took one small step toward making it real. It wasn't easy. The road to healing and growth is never a straight line. There were days when she wanted to give up, when the old pain resurfaced and threatened to pull her back under. There were setbacks, tears, and tough days. But she learned that setbacks are not failures. They're lessons. Each tear shed was a release, a step closer to healing. And through it all, she found support in unexpected places. A friend who listened, a stranger's kind word, a community that understood. Now, she leads. She inspires. She's more powerful than ever, not because her life is perfect, but because she's learned to embrace her imperfections. She's discovered that true strength comes from vulnerability, from being honest about your struggles and using them as fuel to help others rise. If you've ever felt lost or broken, know this: your story isn't over. You have the power to change your life, no matter how many times you've fallen. Every day is a new page, a new chance to begin again. Change your input, and your output will follow. What you feed your mind and soul matters. Surround yourself with stories of hope, with people who lift you up, with habits that nurture your growth. The smallest changes can create the biggest shifts over time. No one sees the roots growing underground, the quiet work you do in the dark, the healing that happens when no one is watching. But trust that every effort, every act of self-love is planting seeds for your future. And when you bloom, when you finally step into your power, everyone will notice. Your growth will inspire others, just as you were once inspired. You'll become living proof that it's possible to rise from the ashes and create a life you love. You are stronger than the pain you've endured. Every scar is a reminder of your resilience, your courage, and your ability to overcome. You are wiser because of the storms you've weathered. The rain may have tried to break you, but it also nourished your roots, making you stronger and more grounded than ever before. And your comeback? It will be legendary. You will rise not just for yourself, but for everyone who needs to see that it's possible. Your journey will light the way for others who are still searching for hope. Subscribe for weekly motivation and join a community of women who are rewriting their stories one day at a time. Grab your book, start your journal, and take that first step on your journey today. We want to hear from you. What's your story? What are you ready to leave behind? And what are you ready to become? Because this is just the beginning. Your journey from rock bottom to unstoppable starts now, and together we'll rise.